Hi everyone, I'll be configuring Active Directory today. Right now I have two virtual machines up, Client 1 and DC1. I'll be installing Active Directory on the domain controller and creating an admin controller to use. And then I'll join Client 1 to the domain, which would allow all the users logged in to Client 1 to be able to use the domain. So first to install Active Directory, we will follow some steps that I have laid out. We clear this, continue to data. Right, so I'll be following these steps here. So for the Active Directory deployment configuration, first step, we are logged into domain controller 1. And now we'll install Active Directory domain services. So here, rules and features, next, already have only one, so next. Then click Active Directory and add features, Active Directory domain services, next. Restart the destination server automatically if required, sure. Yes, install. So this might take some time to install, but we shall continue. Might fast forward this a bit. After this is installed, I'll be creating a new forest for the entire environment, and then I'll restart and log into the machine using the new domain. So I'll just wait for it to finish install, and then we can continue. As we see continue here, I'll say that this would be needed. Active Directory must be installed on a server before it can be managed by users, groups, computers, or policies. And when I promote the server to the main controller, it will make it the central authentication authority. So by creating a new forest, it would establish the top level structure where all domains, users, and resources would live. So when it's done, and after I complete this step, I'll be able to log in using the domain. That would validate the Active Directory domain service. We'll confirm that it's working and accepting authentication requests. So it's taken some time, but I'll be patient. Great, it's installed. Right now, you must promote the server to the domain controller there. Right, new forest, and the domain we'll have as mydomain.com for this example. Password we'll have as password1, but in the real world this might not be the best password, but we'll leave it as that for now. We would not need to create this, so next. Great, next, and install. Now that we've installed Active Directory domain services, we could create a domain admin account. Great, now that's successfully configured. Right, we will close this and I'll log back in. So it's restarting, just connect again. Okay, now probably we'll need to wait a bit. So this as well might take some time to load, so wait for that as well. Great, log back in now. Took some time, and I'll continue with these steps. So now, like I said, I'll be creating a domain admin account. Right, so let's go down. Active Directory, users, right, on computers. So here we'll create following organizational units. New organizational units underscore employees and admins. And now I'll create a new employee account. New user Gene Doe, and we'll put Gene admin, right? No, let's have it as never expire, even though that shouldn't be done. We'll have the password as next, right? Finish. Alright, let's refresh. Great, so we see the user. Now we will have to add this Gene admin account to domain admin. So let's look at properties. Let's add domain admin, admin, right? Domain admins, apply. Great. So now we could log in as mydomain.com Gene admin. Right, so the domain account and the organizational units are created. And then, as I said, we could log in using this account instead of the original lab user account I was using, because by creating organizational units, it helps keeps things organized and allow you to be able to manage users and computers and policies easy. And by creating this admin account organizational unit, that's the best practice for group and administrative accounts. And a dedicated domain admin account that we created would follow real IT operations. So you should never use the default built-in admin for daily tasks. So this is good. And by adding Gene admin to the domain admin system, it would give the user full administrative rights across the domain. So once we log in with Gene admin, we will know that this new admin, it will confirm that the account functions correctly and ensures that using the proper security practices moving forward. So instead of lab user, it will be Gene admin. So let me log out. Right, so signing out. I'll sign back in. But this time we have to say what domain we're using and what account we're using. So that would be mydomain.com Gene underscore admin. Right, and as we could see, it's logging in. Great. Right, so I'll continue following the steps. Right. Now let's log into client 1 using the account that I've already have. So let's log into client 1. And here I will go to system, then rename this PC, change, and here we could access the domain and change it to my domain. Make sure, right, mydomain.com. So we know things have been done correctly because it's appearing. So now we could use Gene admin login. Great. So welcome to the mydomain.com domain. So we know that's done, and we'll have to restart as well. So Active Directory requires domain join computers so users could authenticate, receive policies, and be managed centrally. So the client machines must use the domain controller as a DNS, or they cannot locate domain services. So the join-in would have failed if that wasn't done. So now we could restart, which finalizes the domain join operation. All right, let me restart IDP. So now I would log back into domain controller, right, and we'll verify that client 1 appears. Users, see, right, so we were able to log in. Great. So back to here. You can see here, right, users. Let's look at clients is here, right? And we could see that it's this operating system that it's joined. So it exists, and we could create another organizational unit. Let's do that. Clients. Let's put that here. Then refresh. So this is done just to keep everything organized, and if there were any group policies or any devices to be managed, everything is organized in a logical fashion. So this would allow for a real life example of how things would be in enterprise to have structure where desktops, laptops, and servers are kept in separate organizational units. So we have our admins, clients, or employees that would be ready, and everything is organized for any Active Directory activities. So now that is done, things are properly configured. I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something new, and I hope it can impact you.